This is Trending in Sports with your host, Ryan Woods.
Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Hello everybody and welcome to today's Brockville Braves U18 player interview brought to you by Trending in Sports. I'm Ryan Woods and joining me right now is Braves goaltender Dustin Riff. How's it going, Dustin?
Everything's going well right now. How about you, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. So this season you split the net almost dead evenly with Zach McDonald. Did that help you focus going into games knowing that one night you would have the night off and then the next game you'd be between the pipes?
Yeah, honestly, it's always good to know when you're gonna play and stuff, and also having such a great partner. Zach, honestly, this year though, it's just awesome to see how obviously he's a vet coming back from the Braves roster last year, and it's just cool to see how he carries himself both on and off the ice. And he was honestly just a great guy. And even when my games were sometimes let in one or two, just a great guy, helped me stay positive, and honestly, definitely a part of my success this year as a Brockville Brave.
Did you lean on him a lot in his experience from last year? Was he able to give you some advice on how to play certain plays and approach the U18 level of competition?
Obviously, going into last year playing Bantam AAA, it's a big jump going from Bantam to for first year midget and playing at the U18 level. Obviously, because you're playing against guys a year or two older than you at times, and I'd often ask him how certain teams were, how to handle certain situations, just both on the ice and mentally, and just how to prepare myself for games. And he, again, big part of my success. Got to give it to him.
You also got to work with Braves goaltending coach Michael Schofield. How was it for you to develop your game working with him?
Oh, Mike's a great guy. He's always that type. He's kind of like that good cop, bad cop type situation with our head coach, Gene Falsetto. Not saying that Gene's a bad guy or anything, but Mike's a great guy. He's always keeps you loose, sometimes, let's say let in a few goals in practice or something, have a rough time in practice. He's always just there and helps you keep going, always just trying to keep positive, crack a few jokes and stuff like that. And he also knows the position very well. Gave me a lot of tips and stuff, and it honestly helped me throughout my season, as I had in my opinion, walking in here, I had a great season, especially when the stint versus Cornwall, and then even in Kempville, take away that one game, and I was very solid.
How did you get the opportunity in Brockville to try out and walk onto the team after playing in the Quebec Bantam AAA season last year? How did the opportunity come for you in Brockville?
Well, obviously, stuff just didn't work out for Quebec for midget AAA, and I was lucky enough to know Dustin Traylon, and he called me and gave me the opportunity to come down here, and he said that I would make a great part of the team, and he gave me the opportunity to come here, and I couldn't be any more thankful for that, because without him, especially right now in Quebec, they're not playing any hockey at all, so I'd be playing no hockey at all right now. So I'd got a big props to Dustin Traylon for obviously helping me keep on playing, and honestly, this is probably my most consistent year, I'd say. I came in here knowing that I needed to make a sort of statement, because obviously it's my draft year, and I did that. So big props to him. Couldn't have done it without him.
What were some of the biggest challenges this year playing with everything related to COVID, and the biggest differences when you compare this season to other seasons?
Obviously just get into the rink 15. I'm not a super a big superstitious guy. I don't have a sort of routine, but I always like to get prepared in games. I always do my foam roller, my stretch, and obviously get a good warm up in, and my ball training, juggling, etc. And I mean, getting to the rink 15 minutes before, well, being allowed in the rink 15 minutes before, it's a big difference. Honestly, you have no time. There were some games where the team, or both teams would get on right when warm up started. Obviously, since COVID restricts us from allowing us going in at, let's say, an hour and a half, 2 hours early, it's a big difference.
As a goalie, I know some goaltenders like to spend even 15 minutes alone just stretching before they hit the ice. Did How much did that affect your pre-game routine? Did you ever find yourself rushing with your stretches, or how much did that impact things?
Definitely. I'm not. I usually would stretch at home, but definitely affect like the way I get dressed. I'm a pretty slow dresser. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty slow. It usually takes me a good half hour to get dressed, and even like a good hour sometimes to get undressed. I'm always like the last guy in the locker room, but definitely a big change. Just even in practices too, we'd have to get in the ring 15 minutes before. Just a big difference.
Have you been a goalie as long as you've been playing hockey, or did you play any other positions before you put the pads on?
I actually started hockey really late. I started as a player second year Adam. I'm not sure what they call that these days, whether it's U11 or U12, but I started really late. And then funny story. So I remember in grade 5, that was my first year I started as a player. And I remember one time we had a ball hockey game. It was like teachers versus students or something like that. And no one wanted to be goalie, and they were like, Dustin, just throw the pads on, go in the net. And I remember making a few big saves, and ever since then, that's when I started to get intrigued by the position. And then I guess just one thing came to another. I popped on the pads, and I'm here now.
Had you had any previous family members be goaltenders, or were you the first generation goaltender?
No, on my a lot of family members that have gone through my family have played hockey, and especially like high levels, such as like AAA and stuff like that. But no one has ever been a goalie. My mom my grandma, sorry, never wanted me to be a goalie. She said that uh, too crazy of a position to play, but I'm here now, so yeah.
Especially with the cost of like the pads and stuff with
Yeah.
goaltending equipment. Are you pretty picky with your gear? Do the pads and stuff have to match your team colors, or whatever fits you'll wear it?
Oh, I'm all about the style, honestly, these days. I'm a pretty picky guy. I'm like really CCM type of guy. When it comes to Yeah, again, I'm very picky in style, so everything needs to match. As you can see, like the gear I have this year matches the Braves colors. I've always been that type of guy to always want like same color pads as the team you're playing on. So yeah.
Are there any goaltenders in the NHL or any level of hockey that you really like their setup?
Setup wise, hmm, I'd say Marc-Andre Fleury. Definitely, it's like I'm more of a solid pad color type of guy, and Fleury the past few years has come out with these like beautiful solid color sets. Obviously, with the Vegas Golden Knights, got some pretty sick colors to him: gray, gold, black. I mean, I'd if I had a chance to play on a team with those colors, I'd love to.
Moving on to the game day five, or ask you five game day related questions. Are you the type of player that likes to have a pre-game nap in the afternoon on game days?
Oh, I'm a big like my friends know me very well. I'm a big sleeper type of guy. I'll usually fall asleep whether that's at home, sometimes at school. I don't know, it's just something about me. I love falling asleep. But yeah, I'll always try to get a good hour or two in before a game. It just I don't know, helps me keep refreshed and just focused.
Do you have a favorite pre-game meal?
Pre-game meal. I don't know. I usually shout out to my roomie Vinny Busso. We always have our pregame meals together. It really depends though, whatever's made for us. Especially for me, I'm not too picky of a guy. Obviously, I'm not gonna have like let's say McDonald's or something before a game, but I'm not too picky as long as it's healthy. As long as it's healthy, it's fine for me.
What about the music before the games? Is there any particular artists or songs you like to listen to get pumped up?
I mean, I'm a big rap guy, and this year though, since I'm not really a type of guy that likes to bring the phone in the rink before a game. I guess that's the sort of superstition I have. I don't know. I don't know. I've read a few studies that being on electronics for a certain amount of time before a game could affect your eyes, and obviously being a goalie, you want to have your eyes as good as possible before a game. So I don't really bring my phone or music in, but Alex Mellon on our team this year, he'd have a big sort of speaker and like a mini fridge, and he'd bring it in the room, and yeah, honestly, some sick music choice he has, man. The rap was just awesome. Man, it keeps the room buzzing.
I know you mentioned like your vision and before the games, and I see you got the glasses on. Is it very important for you, like you get the contacts on so that they can fit under your helmet? Because I know I've got the goggles and I can't fit like the mask over my glasses. So did you have to get contacts specifically for playing hockey?
No, these glasses aren't actual glasses. They're just I like having them around. I find they look good on me. I've actually used to have glasses though because I wasn't able to read from certain distances. Like I'd always be in the back of the class when I was in grade 4 or 5, and I realized that I needed glasses, and now I don't, fortunately. But I still, because since I used to wear them all the time, I just love having them on, I guess.
And finally, when you get a big win or a shutout, is there anything you like to do to celebrate the victory?
No, I don't know. I'm a pretty ease guy when it comes to celebrating because I find it looks a bit cooler, if anything, if it looks like you sort of don't care. I mean, then again, no, I'm not really a big silly guy. I try to like keep myself cool and calm, like try not to look like especially versus Campbell, made a lot of big saves, but I tried to make it look as if it was just an average save for me. You know, just try to look like I was focused and still dialed in.
Just a couple more questions before I'll let you go. Who is your favorite NHL team?
Favorite NHL team? I don't really have one. I guess. Since I'm from Montreal, I obviously got to go with the hometown team, the Canadiens. But there's no like specific reason why. I guess I just have to go with them.
Is Carey Price a big influence on your style of the way you play the game then?
No, but honestly, he's one of the most by far one of the most strongest technical goalies in the NHL. But I really like to go after Sergei Bobrovsky because, especially myself, like obviously I'm not the biggest goalie, so I have to be really quick when it comes to my movements, and I find that I'm a very fast and agile goaltender, and he's a goaltender that I really try to pick apart and take my game after.
And finally, if you had to pick one highlight reel memory, whether it be a big save or a tournament victory, what's your favorite memory from playing hockey?
Memory from playing hockey. I'd say definitely first year ever playing goalie in Pee Wee. It was, if I'm pretty sure, semifinals, and yeah, I was a very nervous kid back in the day. Like I wasn't really there mentally. Like I wasn't as mentally strong as I am now. But I remember we were a very bad team that year, and we were bottom 3, and we were going in against the first place team that game, and my whole family was there, you know, cousins and grandparents, parents, and we ended up winning the game 2-1 in shootout, and that's a game that I'll always have in my head no matter what.
Right on. Thank you very much for taking the time to come on the show today, and whenever you guys are able to get back on the ice, I wish you the best of luck.
Yep, thank you, Ryan.
And now I know